Hi, this is Mary Lou. I'm going to attempt to videotape for the first time here a project I've done, and I think you guys would be interested in seeing how I did it. So this is the Close to My Heart idea book for spring summer 2012, and that kind of reminds me of one of my cousins in California, but anyway, I'll show you what the card that I'm attempting to make, or going to show you how I made it. It's a Peeps card. It says Happy Easter to my peeps, and I fell in love with it. And there's a cute little thing that you can't really see in this card, but I'll show you after. It's kind of an interactive card. So anyway, I decided what colors that these were, and I got them right here. We're going to use Smoothie, and this cardstock is all from Close to My Heart. Baby Pink, and Green Leaf. And the Close to My Heart cardstock is really good cardstock, thick, durable, and it also, I don't know if you can see that, but it has a white center. Let me try a darker color. It's white in the middle. It's a white core, which means if you sand it down, the white will show through. And I'll show you after on the card pieces what that looks like. Okay, so that's the card. This is the stamp set I used, $9.95. And some of the other tools that I used, if I can flip this page over. Let's see, where am I? Okay, here's the little interactive thing that I'm going to be using. Adhesive springs. It's like a little slinky, I guess. And that's right here. 6 to a pack, and it's spring. I don't know if you can see that, but maybe I can take one out after. So I use that for the card, and I'm also going to be using the sanding tool to sand down the green paper. Okay, so that's that. So here's some of the tools I used. We got the stamp set. I used some ribbon from Hobby Lobby, which crazy me drove, well, my friend drove almost 2 hours to get there because that's the closest one to us. I used Smoothie ink, Close to My Heart. And I also used blush for the, I think, envelope, Close to My Heart. I also used my handy dandy Martha Stewart score tool to cut the paper. Okay. I also used Martha Stewart punch. And then my cute little chic boutique, whatever you want to call it, embossing tool. It's from Cuttlebug. I used, this is part of the Cuttlebug, the dots Cuttlebug folder. That's for part of the card that I did. Of course, my little snail glue, and we got some 3D foam to pop some of the things on the card. And then, because I sell cards, I always put my finished card with an envelope inside these bags. If anybody's looking to purchase any, this is the website. But anyway, Diane helped me order this, and my products I ordered from Anna. So here are, oops, all the pieces. I made 12 cards already. Well, actually, this is card number 12. Let me see if I can set this camera down. Don't mind the mess. Okay, so this is my card base, and I always cut my cardstock from an 8.5 by 11, score it down 4 1/4 with my Martha Stewart Score Pal thingy. It's not Score Pal, that's another brand. And then you cut it at 5.5, and you make 2 cards out of 1 piece of cardstock. So to get this effect here, this is called second generation stamping, and I took the Happy Easter to my Peeps stamp, and what you do, maybe I'll show you but I'm not sure, is you ink the stamp, you stamp it, bring it up, and before you stamp it again, ink it again, you stamp it. So you ink it a second time, ink it again, stamp it a second time. That's where the second generation comes from. Once you lift that stamp, there's still enough ink to stamp one more time. So that's how I got that. That's the base of my card. Okay, so this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and this is 5 1/2 by 2 inches, and this is where I used the Cuttlebug folder to do the little dots. I don't know if you can see that, but as you can see, the dots are kind of white. I ran the, let me grab it because I forgot to show you this. I grabbed and just kind of sanded right over it and made a little white there. That's how I got that. This was 5 1/2 by 1 inch, and then I punched it with the Martha Stewart punch. Because this cardstock is not the thickest cardstock in the world, I always like to reinforce the inside with a second piece. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, and I took the egg stamp and I just kind of stamped it a couple times to kind of decorate the bottom of the inside of the card. And I can't remember these measurements now. I think this is 3 1/4 by 3, and this is 4 by 3 1/2, maybe. Not quite sure. Anyway, I stamped on the bottom here, and here's my little bunnies. I sat one night on the couch and cut, like, I don't know, 12 times 3 of these, 36. Not good at my math, but anyway, sat down and just cut them out by hand. And we'll be gluing these two here. I'm not going to complete the card on camera because, again, it's my first attempt here. But anyway, 2 bunnies here. We glue this to this pink cardstock. And the third bunny, let me see, I got one left in here. Let me open this up for you so you can see. See? So there's adhesive on both sides, and I just glued it like that, and then glued this part to the back of, or to the front of this card here. So the action motion, it'd be kind of like I guess a bobblehead type motion. So anyway, what did I do? Oh, and my Hobby Lobby bow ribbon, and I made a bow out of it. So I glued this down, then this on top of that. Okay, this was glued together. I also put the bunnies, and on the back I used my 3D foam. This one's not as thick as I would have liked it to be, but it still gives it a little effect off the page and kind of gives you a little shadow, which is nice. So this, without gluing anything, is pretty much what the card would look like, and it's my interpretation of the card that was in the book. And this is my envelope. I always like to decorate my envelopes and make it look a little bit more personalized. I don't always, but when I make a good card to sell, I try to use good cardstock and make it nice and thick and durable, and, you know, the stamped envelope. Put them in a bag. Selling these for $4 a piece. 2 for $6. Sold 2 yesterday at work. And I'll try to show you a finished card with a little bobble action. Thank you for watching. Bye. Okay, so I completed the card after I just showed you guys all the parts to it. And here we go. This is the little, well, I can't see. There we go. Oops. Just kind of wiggles around. Pretty cute, right? That's what the card looks like.